Hello guys, welcome to the episode 14 of this series. In this video, we are going to discuss about three swing trades that I took. A total of 32,000 rupees of profit I've made deploying 1.5 lakh to 1 lakh capital per trade, a risk of around 5 to 8,000 rupees per trade, and a reward of total 32,000 rupees right in front of you. I will do the bar replay, I will do the post analysis, we'll go to the breakout candle, we will see through the bar replay what happened, and I will do the verification of every single thing right in front of you. The only thing that I want you guys to do is to subscribe to this channel of swing trading and like the video. So yes, let's get right into this beautiful video. So I'll do the verification first, 1 2 and 3. So I'll do the verification. Sarveshwar is the name, so I've done the verification of Sarveshwar. We'll two more trades to go to verify. 1 2 and 3 verified. So Kriti and Jamna Auto, you guys can see. Now I'll jump right into the analysis of all three of them. I will tell you the pros and cons as well. Okay, some stocks I made the mistakes, I could have made much more money, but yes, that's just the name of the game, right? That's just the part of the overall game. So right in front of you we have Kiti Industry, and we will go here, we'll see Kriti. I deployed 1.23 lakhs of capital and I made 1.33 lakhs. That is almost 10,000 rupees, means 8% on this particular stock. So I was trading on a weekly time frame. We'll go to the full screen first of all. I was trading on a weekly time frame. That was this, a beautiful counter trend line at this area. We'll go to the 2px, make the counter trend line better. You guys will see I'm going to make a zone here, a very beautiful zone like this, and will tell you a beautiful story about this zone now. Okay, just see what I'm saying. If the stock is sustaining above this zone, we follow the longs, right? If the stock is sustaining below this zone, we follow the shorts. Of course we cannot short and hold the stock in Indian stock market, but definitely we are going to skip. Okay, that's the whole point. So if we are below this zone, we are just going to skip the stock until we are below this zone. And if we are above this zone, we might see some spikes, we might see some upside momentum also. That is the demand and zone. Okay, simple demand, supply and everything. Now right here, if you see, that's my counter trend line, because I am a counter trend line trader. So what I want is a beautiful closing of the weekly time frame candle. So I got the stock at this particular area the moment it was giving this breakout. Okay, I daily go through all the stocks, manually search them, and then I come to a conclusion that yeah, this is type my setup. Okay, now let's see what happens. So this is the closing, I guess, pretty much. Yeah, so that was the closing. So this is a beautiful closing to my setup, and that is exactly where I planned my entry. So let's plan the entry right there. So this was my stop loss just below the candlestick, right? So this was the entry, just below the candlestick is my stop loss right here, or around this area, 8%. Okay, I do not keep a stop loss very rigid below or something like that. I keep a very I've started keeping a tight stop loss. So this is like a 8% stop loss right here, because the nearest resistance is coming out to be around 10%. Okay, so this is the nearest resistance, and all I want is a momentum trade here. I do not want anything else, because see, we have less data. Just 2 or 3 times it's been above this zone and gave the upside momentum. So it's above this zone, above the counter trend line, multiple touches. Okay, that's my trade right there. So let's see the volumes are high in this zone. So that is like a 800k volume for the whole week, according to my setups and everything. That's pretty fine for me, could be different for you guys. So let's see the next week. I'm directly jumping to the next week, and you guys can see that it went up till 15% of momentum the next week. But yeah, of course I exited the trade at exactly 8% and booking 10%, because I went with 1.2 lakhs and not 1 lakh. Okay, so that was trade number 1. Jump not a small thing, guys. If you have not watched any of my episodes, or if you want to watch them, definitely you would definitely want to watch them, then you guys can watch them on my platform, TradingView platforms, and link is given in the description of this video. Link is given in the comment section as well. Follow me anywhere. You guys will see the playlists like this, all the posts and everything, from losses to profits to chart sharing. If you guys want to share your chart, you guys can do that there. Jump auto is our trade number 2. Let's get right into this trade. So yeah, I made some mistake in this trade. That's why there is 2.67 lakhs of capital showing, but I went with like 1.5 lakhs, then I went with 1.2 lakhs, something like that I did. So why I did that particular thing, so let's see. So this was my setup overall, guys. It gave the volume right here, came to my radar, volume and momentum was there. Let's go to the daily time frame. So on this particular day, it was a 9% candle. Anything that is giving momentum, I go and check on the higher time frames how the stock looks like. So on this particular candle right here, I was becoming a bit hasty, actually. I would definitely say that. Let's remove this EMA. This is 50-day moving average. I do not check 50-day or 200-day, but if it is there, okay, that's like a plus thing for me. Okay, it's not a part of my main setup. I only follow the price action. So right here, if you see, anything that is above this goes for a long for me. Anything that is below this particular zone goes for a short. We cannot short the markets, but yeah, definitely anything that is above this area is going to give me a good indication that I definitely don't want to miss that trade, right? So right here, it was not my setup in these areas. When it came to my area, this was a beautiful base created by the stock, and then finally with volumes, good volumes, 31 million volume on this particular week, and stock gives a solid candle. Now if you guys know the concept of mother bar, okay, so I am assuming that you guys know that. So this was my mother bar concept that I have applied here, a beautiful mother bar, inside bar and a breakout. But the moment it gave the breakout, I instantly took the stock right at this area and I exited the stock with some of the momentum here, with the momentum. Okay, so went with like 1.2 and I exited the stock. So that's why it is showing you a lot of capital, because it has averaged out 2 of my entries in that time period. Okay, so if you go to this particular stock again, okay, so after this particular thing was done, okay, you guys can see a huge wick rejection was also coming into the picture. Now let's go to the daily time frame. Let's see how the overall stock was looking like. So this was how the stock was looking like in that time period. A strong momentum on the upside, and then there was a strong downside fall. So yes, I entered around this area, I exited here, and then I again re-entered with 1.2 lakh, and I again exited the stock around these areas only. So that was pretty much it for this particular stock. I did not want to stay in the stock for a long period of time because the candles and the wicks were not that great. That was a thing, but it's just a bias that I created over time, that yeah, the wicks are there, this and that, etc, but nothing was there. It was just my mind telling me to exit the trade because maybe I was not comfortable enough. So I exited it, took 2 entries. Rather than those 2 entries, I should have made only 1 entry. Okay, I should have just gone with this particular entry right here, that this is my entry. If not comfortable here, plan a 1:2 risk reward ratio. Maybe that is something what I should have done. A 9% risk and a overall 12% reward. If I don't want that, I could have done a simply 1:2 here when the stock was retracing. So the moment it retraced back here, that was a beautiful entry again, making it a 1:2. I could have paid a 7% risk here. Paying a 7% risk looks pretty nice in this, decent in this particular trade. And let me show you what happens over time. Over time, it gave you a beautiful journey to the 15% from the 1:2. And if you enter even at the breakout candle without the retest or anything, it gives you 1:1.5 in a span of some weeks. Now this is something that I do not want. Okay, this is something that if you want, you can go with it. If you do not want, that's completely depending upon the trader. But if you ask me right now, I would definitely sit in such a trade where it is sustaining the zones and everything and then giving this momentum, because that is what I anticipated in the first place, that if it is sustaining these levels after my breakout, after these volumes and everything that I've made, it's going to give you a strong momentum. Okay, so in today's market, I am going to be going with such type of setups. Definitely It's a plus setup. There is nothing that the setup is lacking. Beautiful setup. So let's go to the third trade is pretty simple, pretty easy, but the most profitable one. Got 13%, 12.3% to be exact, and 13,000 rupees in this particular trade, Sarveshwar. So what I did in this particular stock, so the moment it gapped up right here, 8% gap up, it came to my radar. The price action, let me show you, a great counter trend line was in making right here. And if I make a small resistance zone for you guys, this is the resistance zone. The stock's been hitting this zone, falling, hitting this zone, falling, hitting this zone, and falling multiple times. If I go to the weekly time frame of the stock, I will see the stock is trading at almost the all-time highs of the charts. Right now, let's make a zone here from this closing. After that, the stock never touched this area, so it was below this. When it came up finally, it was consolidating in this area. So that is what I wanted from the stock, to consolidate in that area actually. So it is good now. So at the exact this point, that's my point of interest, basically of area of interest. Basically, it gapped up, it came to my radar, consolidated. Now what I want at this area, I'm asking markets to give me a solid candle like this. So this is what I need. This is what I'm asking the market to give me. That if the market gives me not this candle, of course, because then it is reaching the resistance only, I want something of a mediocre range, because the pattern is not very big. I want a mediocre range candle according to the pattern size, and I want a good risk reward ratio. Of course, the stock can fill the gap and etc. Many people will say that in my comments in my Telegram, that why did you take this trade? It can fill the gap. Of course it can fill the gap, but before that it will hit my stop loss, right? So if it wants to hit my stop loss, it will do that in a span of 1 to 2 days. But if it really wants to go up, because it is gapping up, it is consolidating at the resistance, breaking out the counter trend line and giving a solid candle right here. So for that, it definitely wants to move on the higher side. If you think that way, I think in that manner. I do not go against the market. I see the charts and just simply go with the chart. So right here, the next day, exact candle that I wanted from the markets, and yes, there, that's where I entered into the trade. Went with 1 lakh directly, no plus no minus. 1 lakh was the capital deployed, 8% was my risk, and the next day, that was my target, 10% around my target. The next day it opens at my target, again a lucky trade, but yeah, it opens at my target. My analysis was up to the T. That was the perfect on the spot analysis. If you see, it went to the 18%. But yeah, if something is gapping that much up and I'm already into the trade, okay, so my target is done. Right now I can trail first of all, or I can book. So okay, most of the time I book and move on to the next one. Okay, that's my process. You guys can trail, that's completely your process. You need to think upon that on your own. So yes, that was it for this particular video, guys. I hope you learned something today. 3 beautiful trades, total 33,000 profit, 1 to 1.5 lakh deployed in each. One of the trades could have been much better. I could have gained over 15k in that particular trade, definitely, or maybe more. Okay, but yeah, we learn from the mistakes. I have done that in the past, but I will not do such mistakes in the future. Okay, I hope more trades are coming, more beautiful learning videos are coming, and if I make any profit in this month of April 2025, I will definitely share. If I make any loss in this month of April, I will share, but for that you need to follow my channel right now. So if you are a new member, welcome to this beautiful channel of swing trading, where I break down every single trade of mine. So yes, like this video. We are aiming for 60 likes. I hope 60 people will love this particular video, will learn something from this video, and we'll see you in the next one, episode number 15. Make sure you do not miss any of these episodes. Good luck.